大家好，今天继续说纳迪叶 Dr.Q 讲了一段关于业力、补救法，还有人生为什么不断重复的一些痛苦的事情，我觉得非常值得分享给大家听一下。因为很多人对纳迪叶的印象是预测未来，其实真正重要的从来不是预测未来，真正重要的是补救的方法，也就是当你知道问题之后，你怎么去改变它，怎么去补救它。他说，如果一个人的阻塞被发现，其实是一种隐藏起来的祝福，不是问题，而是你根本不知道问题在哪里。为什么一些人的感情一直重复的不顺？为什么有些人一直生病？为什么有些人明明就很努力，但是事业总是被卡住？为什么有些人条件明明很好，但是人生就是不顺？在古印度的系统里，这些东西很多时候被称为业力阻塞，也就是一种业力层面的卡点。然后 Dr.Q 分享了他自己的亲身故事，他说他小时候得过癌症，在医院里住了3年，大概是13年前，他突然又被病毒攻击，得了非常严重的心肌炎、肺积水、肺炎。他告诉我那个时候他差点死掉。他说当时的医生直接跟他说，你现在非常危险，你可能会死。后来他直接被送入了加护病房 ICU。 他说那个时候他发烧发到42度，已经分不清楚白天还是黑夜。医生甚至跟他妈妈说，我们已经尽力了，接下来只能看他能不能扛得住，能不能撑过去。就在加护病房的时候，他突然间意识到一个问题，为什么我这一生好像总比别人经历更多的病痛？因为他说他觉得自己不是一个坏人，他不追求很多金钱，也不追求奢侈的生活，他甚至说他连车都没有，只需要一杯咖啡他就会很满足。所以他开始怀疑人生，这一切是不是跟业力有关？而那个时候他身边的朋友建议他去做印度的纳迪叶解读。后来他说在解读里，对方真的说他的身体里有很大的业力的阻塞，然后就给了 Dr.Q 一些补救的方法。而这些补救的方法最核心的东西就是 Puja， 我不知道中文有没有这个意思，叫普加，所以我会用 Puja 原始的代名词去说 Puja。 很多人一听到 普加自然反应就是说是什么宗教的仪式，例如中国人的拜佛，他们会烧香点蜡烛，或者是放上一些水果，类似宗教的仪式。这些是一般人第一反应认为普加是什么样子的，但其实不是这样子。如果用现代一点的话来说， Puja 可以了解成一种能量调整的方法，也就是一种重新调整自己能量场状态的方法。有时候会念咒，有时候会在一些特定的日子里做一些仪式，例如生日的时候你要去老人院去做义工，或者有时候在满月或者在新月的那一天念不同的咒语，或者去孤儿院，或者生日那天去帮一些有需要的人。就是未必每一个人都一定要去孤儿院或者老人院，不同的方法，不一定要去烧香，也不需要拜神。那念经算不算宗教呢？以我自己的认知，梵文的一些咒语，它可以直接提高你本身的能量，好像这个有些人说可以召唤太阳神，西方的一些研究说可以马上把你身体里面的 photon 光的元素，中国人的精气神重新的循环。就这个字我们叫咒语，只是被今天的宗教拿去用，其实不需要宗教，我们每个人都可以唱诵就这么简单，就可以加持中国人说的精气神。所以不一定要拜神，我那个时候也有拜神，但是不是每一个人都要拜神。那为什么要拜神呢？我接着再解释清楚一点。 Puja 的意义是让你亲身去行动，行到知行合一，而通过你的行动，你的意念还有时间的付出，去重新调整自己的能量状态。 Dr.Q 还用了一个比较有趣的比喻，如果一个人是顺的话，他的人生会像一个很和谐很有规律的波浪曲线，健康会比较稳定，关系比较顺利，事业也比较顺利。但如果一个人的能量开始走偏，那一条曲线会突然间变乱，然后问题就会开始出现。 可能是健康问题，可能是感情问题，也可能是事业的问题。因为这3个问题对于每个人都很重要，所以 Puja 的作用就是把这些能量重新调整，把人生的曲线慢慢的拉回正轨，继续和谐。Dr.Q 也特别强调的说 Puja 不可以乱做，就是开放给你那个 Puja， 它需要你连续18周在每逢周六早上的时候做一些仪式，你不可以突然间连续3周的周六早上，但是第4周因为可能要去约会，然后就不做了，这样子不可以，这样子是断掉，要重新开始，连续16周把它做完，才叫完整的一个 Puja。上面的你可以说是天神，或者到西方的会说耶稣在看着你，就是他们已经给一次机会给你，让你重新改变你的人生的轨道，但是你对这个事情不尊重，对这个能量场认真一点，你对能量多认真，外面的能量就会怎么回馈给你，是这个意思。还有一点很重要的，我觉得很多人对 Puja 这个动作都误会了，这个东西不一定跟宗教有冲突，因为当时古代的印度的圣贤只是用了他们熟悉的一些神，当时的神，当时的女神，当时的湿婆神 Durga、Brahma、Vishnu、Krishna， 当时的系统去应对不同的人、不同的业力，对应不同的神去释放。例如象神 Ganesh 代表除掉障碍，女神 Durga 代表保护的力量。重点是你不一定要变成印度的教徒，而是这些神圣的象征帮助你把意念集中在某一个方向。意思是不管你是基督徒，你是佛教徒，你是伊斯兰教徒，都可以做这个仪式，以你们不同的方式去做就好了。最重要的是你的 intention 意念、心念，一念生万二，就是用那个念的力量去把你的Puja完成。然后就是读纳迪叶的流程，像我前几支影片也有说，男右女左，交上你的指纹给他们清晰一点，然后等几个月、半年，或者我那时候9个月、10个月吧，找到你的叶子，然后再约时间，再去用3个小时深度的去找属于你那一片叶子，那一片纳迪叶。最后找到纳迪叶，那就恭喜你。然后整个过程大约是3到4个小时，而且会提供录影给你们，就是那3个小时里面的对话还有打字都会储存下来，然后给你们。还有你们做的Puja里面的内容，要念咒的，念什么咒语，生日要帮什么人，或者周六周日，每个人都不一样。阅读之后大约2、3周，你们就会收到一条 link， 一条链接，然后你们去下载就好了。当你们拿到链接的时候，你们就可以开始做你们的Puja，然后尽快把影片存起来，因为它好像只给3到4周的时间让你们下载，然后就把你们的档案全部都删掉。我觉得重要的一点是，在古代印度的系统里，他们不认为命运是完全不可以改变的，就好像佛陀一出生，第一句就说天上天下唯我独尊，或者是我命由我不由天，自己可以改变自己的命运。但是怎么去改，你要找到那个 quantum leap， 你要找到那个卡点。问题在哪里？有很多人会想，为什么我一直遇到劈腿的人，为什么我一直遇到渣男？那有没有想过，其实你在还业力，你要学习怎么去爱自己多一点。然后那些渣男只是饰演一个坏的角色，进来你的人生，帮你还一些业力。当你们还完业力的时候，他们就走了。换另一种说法，就是他们进来只是帮你学习怎么去爱自己多一点，然后聪明多一点。这是一种修炼的过程。爱情、事业全部都是人生的修行的必修课之一。人生很多问题的背后，可能是某种业力的模式。从内观修行内观，然后看到业力在哪里。业力一般都是这样子，2D 平面这样子的模式。这里是你的业力，走了一个大圈 ，OK 回来了，看你这次能不能过关不能过关继续走。如果可以过的话，3D 这样子看。回来了 ，OK， 准备要业力了，你跳出来了，你长高了，所以你可以这样子顺着上去，这样子就可以过关了，是不是？你有这个觉察力，去找到那个突破口，去找到那个机会，去改变你的人生。怎么去转化为光？就是转化来到这里卡点之后，你把这个卡点转化成光，所以你就不会跳进去了。所以有时候真正的人生转折点，不是你突然间变幸运了，每个人不会一辈子都好运，一辈子衰， 你什么都不做 ，OK， 那你等行运过去了之后，你会慢慢好。但是行运业力是一个周期回来，所以有时候人生的转折点不是突然间你变幸运了，而是你终于知道自己到底卡在哪里。我们每个人都可以内观的方法去找到那个卡点，修行就是为了人间清醒，更清醒一点去看到卡点在哪里。如果什么都不做，那就顺其自然。但是你真的想这样子吗？以下也是继续跟 Dr.Q 的一些对话。
The good news, the very good news is, that's why I say if a block is identified, embrace it with all your heart as a blessing in disguise. Because the real power of a reading, the most important part of the reading, comes in the form of remedies, pujas, homework. For each block identified, Austin, you don't have to share your blocks with the audience. I'm happy to share mine. The big one is a karmic block, because I had cancer for, I was in hospital for 3 years, for a long time. And then what really prompted me to get a reading done was 12 years ago, by now 13 years ago. A virus attacked me and almost killed me. I had a myocarditis, that's an inflamed heart muscle, very dangerous. And I had water in my heart sac, pneumonia, water in my lungs. And I ended up in the hospital. Because I'm fit, I look after myself. I went to the hospital with high fever and chills already, to my cancer hospital. And I said, I don't feel so good. What's wrong? And because the hospital knows me for 30 years, I have VIP status, because I was there when I was a kid. I was younger than you are now. And at the time, all the young doctors are now close to retirement age. And they still remember me, of course, because I spent a long time there. And also as an outpatient, you have to go back all the time and get checkups. So I walked in and said, sorry, I don't feel so good. They said, oh, Dr. Q, welcome back. Sure, they put me, they tested me. And then I remember the cardiologist, when he came back after testing me, he said, Dr. Mohan, you're very, very sick. You're lucky that you're alive. You have to stay here. I was like, are you sure? I don't feel so bad. I'm a fever, but I need to fly to Frankfurt in 3 days. He shouted into my ear, said, Dr. Mohan, you don't understand. You're very sick. You could die. You stay here. You got myocarditis. I was like, oh my God, okay. So they checked me in, and that day I collapsed in the hospital. Had I not been there, I would be dead today. And then they shoved me into the ICU. And so I spent another month in hospital, just 13 years ago. And as they shoved me into the ICU, I said, oh my God, why the hell do I get sick so often, more than most? And this is when it dawned on me, when I was in the ICU, I had fever that's 42 degrees Celsius, 107 or so Fahrenheit, super high. You do not know if it's morning or evening, Monday or Sunday, you're in a delirious state. Mm-hmm. And I sweated profusely, 3-4 liters every day. They had to change the bed linen 5 times a day, all the time, because I was just wet. And they couldn't do anything. All they did is they sedated me, and I was lying stiff and not moving at all. And they told my mom at the time, because I didn't know what was going on, we did all we could. Now let's see if his body is strong enough to survive the virus. Or not, then he dies, that's it. I survived that, otherwise I would be here. But it was that thing, when they shoved me into the ICU, I realized this must have to do with karma. Because this lifetime, I would say I'm a pretty nice guy. I don't pursue crazy things. Money's not so important to me. For as long as I can buy a cup of coffee, I'm a happy man, I don't even own a car. It's not important to me. So that's when it dawned on me. And my best friend, Amis, who is the co-founder of the Institute with me, at the time she was my girlfriend, she came to the ICU and said, you know what, you should get a Nadi reading. And I said, if I survive, I'll get a Nadi reading. I do. And that's the beginning of our journey to now, 10 years later, being the world's biggest Nadi reading institute and the first in the West. So the rest is history. So at the time, when I had my reading 12 years ago, I just wanted to fix my karma. I did not know it's karma. In the reading, he said, yes, you have huge karmic block. And they give me homework, pujas. And the pujas are the only part of your reading. It's the most powerful part, really. And it's the only part you must take verbatim. You need to follow literally as and exactly as prescribed to you. You cannot jump around how you feel like it. You cannot skip a day. It's easy. It's not so hard. I'm sure, Austin, you started yours and you know what I'm talking about. A puja, which you will be prescribed. Not everyone, of course, gets a puja. Almost everyone gets a puja. Very few. I had maybe 2 or 3 in my lifetime that didn't have any pujas. Reason being, they're re-moksha souls. They already reached moksha, came back as light workers, and most of them do not have any blocks. For obvious reasons, because they were already united with the eternal source and then they came back. But everyone else has some sort of blocks. And for each block, you get a puja, several pujas. And puja, in literally translated, means prayer ceremony, so mantra. Easy one, really. Or ceremonial act. So you got to do something physically. In Western terminology, whenever I give a talk, or in our case, the interview, it can be looked at as an energy shifting exercise. That's it. Energy shifting exercise. The ideal form of a curve, I have also masters in engineering. The ideal form of a curve is the sine curve. It's the most perfect curve in the universe, sine. And if your energies in your life have a sine curve, then everything is dandy. Your health is okay, relationships are good, you're on the right path, you make enough money, there are no struggles. It cannot be a perfect sine curve, because if it were a perfect sine curve, then you and I would be angels with wings and a halo. We wouldn't be on earth. But it can be as close to it as possible, and that means your life is in flow, beautiful. You're just in a happy place, in a blissful state. But the more the energies are off, not sine curve anymore, rugged, jacked, all over the place, the further away you're from a sine curve, the more troubles you have, the bigger the block is. Bigger health issues, bigger money issues, bigger relationship issues, whatever that might be. So a puja, I try to be as graphic as I possibly can be, a puja helps you to fine-tune the energies again, to bring them back to as close as possible to being a sine curve. And as you readjust, fine-tune the energies back into a better state, you will see your life changing too. Health issues become less, you might make more money, or you change jobs altogether. You might break up and find a different person because that relationship is not good for you, it doesn't help you. So these things will happen over time. So you got to put the energy and time into doing the pujas exactly as prescribed. That's important, exactly as prescribed. And it will take some time. They're not difficult. It's a mantra that you do every full moon day or new moon day or 5 Tuesdays in a row dedicated to a certain god or goddess in Hinduism. And by the way, my friends out there, this is not a religious act. It has nothing to do with Hinduism. But if you put your, again, historical glasses on and think back 2,000-3,000 years ago, there was no India. There wasn't. It was just a place that we now call Southern India. And so these Maharishis, great sages, only knew of the Hindu gods that they were exposed to at the time. And Hinduism, unlike other big religions, they don't have a guidebook. Guidebook for the Christians is the Bible. Guidebook for the Jews is the Torah, and the guidebook for the Muslims is the Quran. I call it guidebook to keep it simple. They don't. There is no book. It's all word of mouth. So at that time, they connected a god to help with certain issues. Ganesha, that will be the elephant elephant head guy, the son of Shiva and Parvati, his job is to help overcome blocks, for example. So each one of them has a certain strength, and you would use them, you would meditate to them to help you achieve whatever. Durga, against envy and jealousy. So every one of them has something.
Right.
Now, if you're super religious, whatever religion you might have, Christian or Buddhist, then go to your temple and do it in your way. But you got to do something. But you can rest assured, it doesn't matter if you are a conservative Muslim or conservative Catholic or so. It's not against a religion. It is in supplement of it. It supports it. So you put the picture of the god, goddess on the wall, and you meditate. It just helps you focus and streamline your thoughts toward a certain goal. So when you do the pujas, do them with all your heart and the intention to overcome the block that it is prescribed for. And you do it for a certain period of time, on a certain day, full moon day, new moon day, a weekday, whatever it might be. If you miss a day in that cycle, then you screwed up. It doesn't count anymore. You have to start with the beginning again. Only if a cycle is completed as prescribed, in the order prescribed, then you're good. Okay? So that's a puja. It's either a prayer ceremony or a ceremonial act. What does that mean? It could say 5 birthdays feed the needy. So that's a physical act. So on the next 5 consecutive birthdays, on your birthday, it's your job to find someone that you can help. You can go to soup kitchen and help out, or you can identify an orphanage and buy all the kids some candy. Elderly home, go and spend a couple hours with them, entertain them a little bit. That is a physical act. You can prescribe that too. So that's the pujas. I think I covered it all in a concise way as I possibly could, because it's quite a complex process here, and there's way more behind it and to it than I can explain today. But I hope it gave you the gist. Now, how, if indeed you want to get a reading done, we have a website, of course, we're on social media too. Our website is Indian Palm Leaf Reading, indianpalmleafreading.com. Click on it, and then you can sign up. Yes, I'm ready to start the journey. How we do it is you pay $100 US. And again, to my non-US friends, I apologize that it is in US dollars, but I got to be somewhere and adhere to their laws. So we're based in the US. This is $100 for the search for the bundles. You submit $100, you get the information about your thumbprints. You submit your thumbprints. We have a secure server, so it's not exposed to, we try to be as conscious and protective of your data. The reader looks at it, identifies your thumbprint, you go onto the wait list, and then eventually onto the active list. We start the search. And then when we find your bundles, we send you notification saying, congratulations, we found your bundles. At the time, that is in a few months from when you sign up, you pay $400 for the matching and the reading. So $100 first to get the journey started, and then before you have the reading, you pay $400 US. You can use any credit card that you want, and then you choose your appointment. You choose whatever day you want. We have 7 days a week readings, 2 set times, so we can cover the globe. Because you're in California, I presume you chose the 9:45 p.m. California time.
Yeah. Yes.
So we now we have the globe, with Australians, South Africans, Arabia, Thai people, Filipinos, all over the U.S., South America. They come from everywhere to get a reading with us. So over time, we figured out that these 2 times are the best to cover the world. So the times are based on New York time, and then you convert it to wherever you are based. So it's either 12:45 a.m., shortly after midnight New York time, that was your 9:45 p.m. the day before, or 6:45 a.m. New York time. That would be a 3:45 a.m. for California folks. But these 2 times, we realized, can cover the whole world without much issue. Yes, for my California times, you got to stay up a little bit, but it beats traveling to India, that's for sure. Or for my New York-based folks, you're going to get up a little earlier, but it beats traveling to the US, to India. So you can do it from the comfort of your home. It takes 3 hours. Everything is recorded, as Austin can vouch for. We record it, and then a couple weeks after your reading is over, 10 days, 12 days, something like that, you will receive the folder of your reading, which includes a beautifully edited matching and reading session that you had. Then the whole chat history. We use chat in Zoom a lot to explain things and clarify things. You get the whole chat history too. But you also get a PDF with your pujas and pictures of all the gods and goddesses as well. To keep it as simple as possible for you, you just download everything, print things out, and you can start your own pujas. Yes. So that is where we come from. You can find us on social media too, of course, on Facebook, Indian Palm Reading on Facebook, Instagram, Indian Palm Reading. But maybe you can go to YouTube, Indian Palm Reading Institute. Some folks were so kind to allow us to put their reading onto our YouTube channel. So you can actually watch the recording of at least a dozen folks over the years who allowed us to put their reading unedited, well, in the way we edit it for everyone, on our YouTube channel. We have their written permission. For your own sake, we do take care of your data a lot. We want to make sure that you're safe and secure. As soon as you download everything that we send you after your reading, our system automatically wipes it. It's over. There is no record left, apart, of course, from your name in our system, but we don't keep anything from your reading. Also, your thumbprint is destroyed, everything's destroyed automatically by the system. So please, if you download it and then your computer crashes a month later, you cannot send us an email saying, oh, sorry, my computer crashed or I lost the files. Can you send me a copy? We cannot. So that's important for you to know. You want to safeguard it. You want to make a backup copy or whatever, because we cannot help you maybe within the first 30 days, maybe, it depends on how fast the system deletes the files. But after that, it's over.